Playing this game again. I'm not trying to butcher the name, so I'm not going to pronounce it, but it's Mask of the Deception. So we're going to the tavern now. Hey, what's up? Dining hall. Oh, we're going to dining hall. Never mind. Oops, sorry, I messed up. Sure. Right. It got dark outside while we were busy organizing our belongings. At some point, a tantalizing aroma wafted into the room from somewhere else in the inn. The scent tickled my nose and made my stomach grow with hunger. Chuckling, Kun led me downstairs where we found a group of locals drinking and dining merrily. Now a staggering number of dishes are lined up on the table. Dang, these people eat a lot too. The plates are all... This is way too much for two. Hell, there's enough food crowding the table for at least 10 people. Oblivious to my dumbfounded state, Kun reaches for a plate and hums happily to herself. So, if you guys don't know her breed, they're strong. They're strong, and they eat a lot, I guess. She piles heaps of meat and vegetables onto some kind of thin dough, wrapping it all up neatly. The wrap, bursting at the seams with ingredients, disappears in just a few bites. Kun opens her mouth wide and stuffs her face, but somehow she makes it look refined. Celebration time, come on. Play as a normal human. I nod unconsciously, not quite able to tell her I'm more taken aback by the sheer quantity. Oh yeah, and our character is smart. Like, he's good at math problems, I guess. From the plate in front of her, Kun grabs another one of those thin sheets of flatbread. I pick up another of flimsy doughy sheets, watching it pillow politely around my fingers. She called it a skin, but it looks like it's a grain pounded and baked like flatbread, not actual animal hide. I butchered the word baked, I'm sorry. She's teaching me how to eat this food. It's basically like a wrap. Wrap it all up. This reminds... Are we eating spring rolls? Kun hands me the almond wrapped bundle of food. MM. As I stare in disbelief at mine, Kun makes another just like it and digs in. Persuaded, I take a careful bite, cautious not to let any of the filling spill. Having trouble eating? A free meal? Oh, shut up. No, I'm just kidding. Goon smiles proudly. I managed to bite my tongue before the quip actually escapes my throat. Oh yeah guys, wait, I'm gonna let him finish. I don't know how long I'm gonna be playing because I didn't have as much time as last night. I might leave a little early because I'm going somewhere. I don't know where, but I might have to end the stream for that. As though reading my mind, Kun slides a bowl of amber-colored liquid towards me. I take an experimental sip, tasting the beverage. It has an odd, but pretty nicely. Cleanses. I don't know. Alcohol. Interesting. I like it. The bubbles and the sourness go nicely with the heavy seasoning of these dishes. So it's still homeland. Ooh, we could go to her homeland probably. Oh, never mind. That hike was nothing to her, but it was a lot to us. I don't think we could go on this. It was her first time. I would be scared if I was on her first time traveling all by herself and her first time on a boat, like traveling on a boat by herself. Kun puts a finger on her lips, smiling proudly. A monster? Pirates or a monster, I bet. Yep, I knew it. Oh yeah, in this world there's like giant monsters everywhere, I bet. Oh, she didn't drive a ship. She was like on a... There were people on the ship too. Oh. Emergency sees the ship. Sees the ship. Did anyone die? Kun tilts her hand quizzically. I don't even know if I said that word right. Yeah, let's change the subject. I don't think she has any. She just travels. A wanderlust deep inside me, whispering. I want to go to places it's never been. It has experiences it never had. Kun smiles sweetly, and I have to admit, the beauty of the charms me a little. Of it charms me a little. At that, Kun's expression turns dark and distant. Did her family die? Wrong thing to say. Dang. She ran away from her family. They probably don't even know she's gone, since there's probably a lot of kids. Yeah. Well, they really don't care. Why did she have to keep it a secret from her family? Yep. Independence. What's on tomorrow? She's talking about food? Yep, she is. Somehow Kun managed to put a whole new amiyamune together while I was distracted. She eats eagerly. I think that's what they're eating. It's called an amamuni. Sorry if I said that wrong. I'll give her this. The girl really likes her food. Let's go. Erp. As I lie down rubbing my stomach, Kun digs through her bag searching for something. She gonna kill us? Oh. Kun had a dreamy look on her face. Steam baths. Body and soul. Yeah, we stink right now. Why should be extra hot since, like, everything is extra with her. Like, she can eat more than us, lift way more than us, and watch it be hotter. She could probably take more heat than us. Could make a noise as if she suddenly remembers something. Then she puts her finger to her chin, deep in thought. She pushes a set of clothes into my hand. When did she put those together? I feel like we're gonna get lost. As I leave the room and head left, a long hallway greets me, as promised. The door at the end of the hall opens into something like a changing room, lined with shelves. I untie my sash and toss my clothes haphazardly onto a random shelf. Relaxing. I open another door at the far end of the changing room. The blast of hot air washes over me. The bath beyond is spacious for an inn like this. Benches line the walls enough to seat 5 people. Set into the opposite wall is something like a furnace without an opening, fenced in by wood. Judging by the heat waves rising from it, you probably pour water over that to make the steam. I flop onto one of those wooden benches and let out a deep sigh. The room's warmth suffuses me. I didn't really realize how good this would feel. Arigato. I zone out, staring up at the ceiling and thinking the day events wash over me. I woke up in a strange place, and a monstrous creature attacked me. Oh yeah, he's saying what happened last video, basically. Start a new life in this world, I guess. Take a ladle from the bench. I throw water over the heating apertures. Look, it got more steamy. The hiss of evaporating water in the cloud is the dull pain shoots through my foot when I try to rub the ache away. Perturbed, I lift my foot, looking at the sole to find the source of the pain. Perturbed. I can't even talk. Let's read that. What happened? A loud thud interrupts me from the other side of the wall. I look back down at the poor sole of my foot, riddled with blisters, some of them torn and bloody. Dang. Probably better not to touch that. Left with no choice, I return to massaging my sore calves instead. Suddenly I get the feeling I'm being watched. Is Kun watching us? I glance around the steam-filled room, but of course no one is here with me. Careful with my feet, I ease myself and stand upright, stretching out my whole body. Flutter. The music stopped. What the heck? So there's an animal watching us. Might be a monster. Jesus. Something crashes loudly and scampers off. Loosened up, I sit back down on the bench and surrender myself to the relaxing steam. That hit the spot. I return to the room, relaxed and refreshed to find Kun sitting in the corner with her back turned. Does she see everything? Oh. No reply, she doesn't seem to even notice me. When I approach, I can faintly hear her muttering to herself, gaze vacant. It sounds like she's saying dot dot, but it's difficult to make out. I put my hand on her shoulder. She was watching us. Despite her words, Kun is in fact looking internally on one side of me. To one side though. I round on her and place myself in front of her eyes, but she turns away again. I lean down and put my face right in front of hers. She still refuses to make eye contact. Instead, her cheeks turn even redder, and her eyes are bloodshot like she's been drinking. Out of the blue, Kun grabs me and tosses me away like a ragdoll with the casual strength of hers. My body flies through the air, landing squarely on the bed. Kun pulls my feet upward and inspects the soles. Kun ignores the question, firing deeply at the sight of my ruined soles. I run through the day's events in my mind. Kun takes several small pills from the pouch at her waist and puts them into her mouth, chewing. Kun only smiles, taking the chewed up glob from her mouth and smearing it on my feet. Ew. This will sting a bit. Oh, she said that. I can't quite figure out why, but a chill rolls down my spine at the sight of that cheerful smile. Kun fingers work through the substance into my feet, paying special attention to where the skin feels. Ugh. Yeah, probably is the medicine. But when I reach for them, Kun bats my head away. Head. Still smiling, Kun expertly wraps my feet and tie bandages sealing in the salve. Kun sets an odd leg jar next to my pillow. She removes the jar's lid. The inside looks to be packed with white ash. Then nestling a small piece of charcoal in the ash, she lights it and waits for a moment. Is it all going to catch a fire? Finally, another small black pill goes on top of the lit charcoal. A moment passes, and sweet, fruity scents begin to waft the jar, filling my nostrils. Oh, a candle, basically? Air freshener? Even as Kun speaks, I can feel the fragrance soothing my mind and dulling my pain. I feel light. You're gonna fall asleep? Too bad. Is she on the bed with us? Does she join? Music's playing. Nostalgic. Apart from his other life, he remembers this music. Are we dreaming? Now this is really a dream. That looks scary. It's not talking back. Okay. Watch him attack us. What's happening? This is crazy. Is that blood? Yep. Oh. What just happened? He blew up? Did he just pop? He just popped like a balloon. A balloon. A nightmare. Kun looks at me, brow creased with worry. Kun continues to look at me questioning. Yeah, I'm kinda hungry. After I wash up the room myself, I head downstairs for breakfast. Kun and I spot each other, and she smiles, waving me over. I raise my hand as I approach. Not nearly as much food is laid out as last night, but the amount is still excessive. Whatever our character can eat, Haku, it's probably baby food to them. I held the soup bowl in front of myself and take an experimental sip. Kun stacks up more of those rolls, busily wrapping the food on her plate. The innkeeper sets down her tray and pulls out a dog-eared notebook, flipping through its pages. Cutting stones at the quarry and hauling fresh lumber. How's that sound? Kun gives me a sidelong look. She knows I'm weak. Milling flour, I'll do that. Kun claps her hands excitedly. Externally. Kun looks over at me again. Haku doesn't want to work. I bet Haku does.
ギス様に来ていただけるよう都の方にお願いしてるんだけど、こんな辺境まではなかなかね。
なんか話が勝手に進んでるが、まさかまた自分に働かせるつもりなんだろうか。流れからしてやらせるつもりなんだろうな。働きたくないでござる。
I mean, Haku. I don't know why I keep saying my character like I made him. Haku doesn't want to do any work. Here we go.
動かないか。やっぱり壊れてるのかな。
Having given up trying to get the mill moving, Kun mutters to herself, peering at the gears.
製粉するための引き薄、こっちは作るための空薄か。
Yep, Haku knows what he's doing.
外の水車の回転が棒に伝わり、それが歯車で変換されて渦が動く仕組みか。もっとも様子からして壊れてるっぽいが、どうやって動かすつもりだ。
そういうことだから、ハクにはこの引き薄を回して、そこのアマムを粉にするお仕事をして。
She's doing the labor work.
回すってまさか。
Turn. Wait, you mean?
ちょっとやってみるから見てて。まずは袋の中のアマムを渦に入れてっと。
Kun opens one of the sacks lying piled in the corner, pouring its contents out into the motor.
次に渦を回すっと。
She grabs a hold of a handle just from the round milestone and gives a small, almost casual push. Dang. The mill spins with unreasonable force by the tiny push, grinding and crushing the MM into powder.
ちょっと勢いが強すぎたかな。
Yeah, you kinda did.
なんか焦げ臭い。うわ、煙が出てる。
Is that smoke? Wait, I'm gonna check something real quick on my phone before I read this. Sorry, I'm checking something. Alright, lo and behold, the friction of all that force created smoke gently rising from the mill.
とにかく
Give it a try in any case.
やってみて。
できるか。明らかに回し方が違うだろうに。なんてバカ力だ。本来なら渦の横に差し込まれた棒を押しながら周りをぐるぐる歩いて引くんじゃないのか。まあ、あんなやり方は無理だが、普通に渦を引くくらいなら大して力は使わないか。
I'd prefer not to work, but I should show my gratitude. I take the handle and begin to push.
よっと。
Alley oop.
軽いってわけじゃないが、この程度ならどうということはないか。
Let's see. Not exactly.
というか、いくらなんでもこのくらいがな。まさかこんなのもできないと心配されたのか。
Sorry guys, I'm checking something.
いい感じ。これなら何の問題もないね。それじゃあハク、 私は自分の用事を済ませてくるけど。
Yeah.
ここにあるのを粉にしておけばいいんだな。
Why should it be hard for us?
さて、さっさと終わらせろ。押して押してまた押して。
So we're making the MM into like powdered stuff while she's cutting stone and wood. Ugh, my voice sounded weird.
回して。力を使わないのはいいんだが、単調で退屈なのかな。
I'd be bored too.
しかもなかなか粉にならないな。クオンがやった時はあっという間だったってのに、こんなんだといつまでたっても。
It's because we're weak.
もう少し速度を上げんと。これで一袋目終わりだ。さて、休憩するか。よっと。ってやっと一袋が。
All that work and I only first of. Damn, how many bags do we need? A lot, probably. So bored. Come on, I want some action. Sorry guys, this part of the game is a little boring. I know what we're doing though. Yeah, he's bored too. See?
なんでわざわざ牛や馬のように手押しで回す必要がある。そんなことしなくとも壊れた水車を直せばそれで済むだろうに。
Laying on the ground, I glanced towards the system of gears connected to the mill.
確か修理するやつがなかなか来ないとか言ってたな。水車なんでそんな難しい作りをしているわけじゃないんだ。直そうと思えば簡単に直せ。ん？それだ。そんな簡単なことを思いつかなかった。
I picked myself up and set about examining the structure of the mill. Carefully, I sectionized each part in sequence, finally coming to a gear that fills off. So there's just a rock in it. I look closer, the mechanism of the motor is exactly the same. Our guy, or I keep saying our guy, Haku is really smart. He knows a lot of stuff. I slide off the broken gear and replace it with another one of the same size. I bet the gear he just replaced was meant for something else. Moving over the window, I find the rope holding the water wheel in place and untie it. Is it better? With a loud sound, the axle is a center slowly begins to rotate. The gears follow suit and finally the mill starts to move as well. Hey, we fixed it! The MM inside the mill falls out a steady stream of fine powder. I sit back down on the floor and kick my feet up for a nice long, well-deserved break. Gurk, burka-durka-durk. The mill continually spins before me, quickly overtaking my efforts from before its almond powder city. He fixed the machine. Dang, that long?
Favorite YouTuber.
Favorite YouTuber? Thank you. Footsteps from outside interrupted my thoughts. Joe, you're my favorite YouTuber. Acting on reflex and instinct, I quickly stand and move to the mill. Just as I reach the mill, Kun pokes her head, holding the tray in her hand. Well, she's gonna be surprised I fixed this. For some reason, I found myself with her hands around my handle, pushing the freely rotating mill. Wait, is that guy from the modern world? Like, cities? Cars and all that? I catch myself just as I'm about to explain to Kun how I swapped... Oh, my voice. How I swapped an artillery gear, pausing. Auxiliary. I'm gonna take a drink, just like saliva in my throat. Oh. Sorry for my annoying chair. That was good. Thinking back, I recall the conversation Kun had with the innkeeper. Flashback. Guess there's no choice. Kinda sucks lying to her, but I'm gonna pretend I'm working for now. Kun doesn't seem to catch on for this, for she steps aside and sits on a bench with her tray, tail curling. Two cups sit perched on the tray, warm steam rising from the depths. Oh, she doesn't know that we fixed it. He's trying to make it look like he's working. I'm so slow. I'm over 9,000. Kun smiles, taking a delightful sip of her own tea. Hey, she thought I was gonna die.
ただけですそんなに体力がないんじゃとても力仕事なんかできないんじゃないかな。それにハクの手ってばとっても綺麗だから多分クワを握ったことじゃないんじゃないかな。量とかも売るっぽいし。
もしかして本気でまずいと思われてる。
Yep, in this world, we're just a normal, we're a normal human.
でもその様子だと病み上がりで力が出せなかっただけなのかな。体力も戻りつつあるみたいだし
Yeah, full straight.
ちょっと安心。
そうか。どうするよ。本当のことが言いづらくなってきた。
The thing's still going. Girk. Dirk. Dirk. Crap, I'm getting really tired. I actually do want to take a break, but I can't while Goon's here. Just stop the machine.
なあクオン、ここは自分一人で十分じゃないか。ここは任せてクオンは自分のことをしててもいいんだから。
そうなんだけどハクを一人にするのはちょっと不安な感じかな。
しようがないんだな。さっさとしているのがバレたのか。いいから早くどこかに行ってくれ。
信頼云々とかじゃなくてハクの場合はちょっと目を離したらいつの間にかまたレジにしてそうで心配だから。
That's gonna happen if she stays in here. I think.
それでもハクを拾った以上私にはハクを見守る義務があるもの。それができないのならあの時にそのまま見捨てるべきだったかな。
そう言ってくれるのはありがたいが、そんな心配されると。
Just get out real quick so I can stop the machine.
そっちにだってやることがあるだろ。だから気にするな。
そう
Goodbye.
まで言ってくれるのなら言葉に甘えさせてもらおうかな。
Goon sets down her cup and gracefully stands.
でもいい？くれぐれも無理はしないで適度に休憩を挟むこと。
まあ、わかった。
Sorry, we're going to Walmart.
Going?
We're going to, yeah.
Alright.
You want your card? Too?
Well, I gotta end the stream here. I'ma just save it. I might come back, I don't know, next week maybe. Yeah, next week, or if I have time today. Cool. It's not like any other game I played. It's my first time playing an RPG game like this, like just a story game, I guess. Well, I play story mode games, but not like this.